Hey everyone, it's Will here, and I was just thinking about how much I enjoyed that Coruscant fast food toy I showed you a little while ago. So I ordered a whole bunch more. I don't know about you, but I remember the anticipation we all had for episode 1 coming out. The marketing campaign from everything to cans of Pepsi, fast food tie-in promotions, bags of chips with character faces all over them was crazy. And these fast food toys were something I largely missed, like the planet Tatooine that I needed to pick up. Because I wanted to get the 3 planets, I did a whole order for different fast food toys. This was part of the campaign through Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and KFC that I really distinctly remember for some reason having a delivery person, having Colonel Sanders, and having the Chihuahua from Taco Bell all essentially reenacting the Battle of Naboo. It's one of those core memories that I was so obsessed with when I was younger, watching the commercial, being like, what is this movie? What's going to happen? Anyway, we've already kind of gotten an idea of what was in this box or what some of these toys were. Drawstring toys, the squirt gun that was in the shape of one of the Gungan subs. I don't know if it still fires, and frankly, I'm a little too worried to try putting some water in. The one I do remember having when I was younger and wasn't part of this collection was a Naboo starfighter on a similar trigger mechanism like the sub here. The N1 starfighter would sit on top this same mechanism essentially, and you'd push the button and a spark strip would start going, having like a green sparking effect coming out of the front. It was really cool. Here, I was really kind of excited to get my hands on this wind-up toy of Sebulba as well. I didn't line the arms up perfectly so that Doug's not walking like we see him fluently do in the movie, and he kind of veers off a little bit like he's drunk, but again, for something that's almost 20 years old or 25 years old, pretty good and functional. As I mentioned before, some of these are a little more on the cheap side. They're old fast food toys. So we go from this Sebulba wind-up toy that doesn't stop moving apparently to this Jar Jar lily pad, which when you wind it up, as we do here, you know, I don't know if the idea behind this was to put it on like a bath or a body of water, but if you watch his legs kick, I can imagine him easily just skipping across the surface. A lot of these are water-based toys, which I'm only now realizing, and it's kind of strange. Because the next one is a little plastic molded Jar Jar that you would put underwater, sort of squeeze the air out, and then once you took it out, had a little sort of handy squirt gun that you could just get anyone with at any time. This is another one of those items that I don't want to try because I'm a little afraid that it wasn't cleaned out properly. Not to say that the seller I got them from didn't take care. It's just old water toys never mix or never go well. The next part was a little incomplete because it was just the 2 Sebulba and Anakin pod racers without the little mechanism that I believe you'd have to pump it up and it would shoot them across the room or shoot them out. Even though it wasn't complete, they are really fun pieces to have, and again, for the molding of the pod racers, look really good. Considering they're 2 of my favorite pod racing designs, I'm not upset or I'm never going to complain about having a couple more of those to display or put on a shelf somewhere. The next item that came with this collection as well is one that's been kind of in the news a lot recently. This little Watto device or sort of thing on wheels that essentially I was having trouble getting it to work, but there would be a little pump or it would create a little burst of air that would lift Watto up, and it would have this effect that would make him look like he's sort of flapping his wings and floating or just staying in the air. For whatever reason, when I was filming this, it just wasn't working with me, but I had done it previously, and it is, again, a kind of a fun or a cool effect. Just a clever way to have a toy that flew or made it look like Watto was flying. And again, from a fast food company that you won't normally expect, or I wouldn't expect that from. This one is similar to the Naboo Starfighter I'd mentioned. The only difference is it has like the spark strip almost inside, but it makes a sound instead of having it look like the lasers are blasting or there's a laser blast. Because the audio in the last video didn't work out, unfortunately, I don't have it recorded or it's not easy to listen to, but frankly, you're not missing much. Finally, the last item in this that I thought was really cool was Maul's Sith Interceptor. No, this guy actually does make digital sort of laser sound. One that doesn't sound very Star Warsy, sounds almost like just a generic laser toy sound, but looks really good. Again, better than what I'd expect from just a toy you'd get with some sort of kids meal. The main reason I picked this setup was because I wanted to have the Tatooine planet, and the only one I need now for the set is the Naboo. That one, I believe, has Obi-Wan, Maul, and Qui-Gon fighting on the power platforms. So everything else here was just a cool extra. Let me know in the comments below if you remember this ad campaign and what your favorite toy was. And until next time, McClunky.